Hi and welcome to my new detailed how-to tutorial video. Over here we have the GA900. And before starting off with how to set the time and date, I'm gonna show you a cool feature that will move the hands out of the way so you have the better and easier access to the watch digital displays and all the settings. So in the standard timekeeping mode, press the illumination button, that's this button over here, and then press the mode button. And you will hear the beep and the hands will move out of the way so you have better access to your dial and the other digital subdials. And there they are. Now we have the better look at the subdials. Although this is a negative display, it's gonna be harder for you to see the numbers in the lower digital display. So let's get started. So in the standard timekeeping mode, hold and press the adjust button until you hear the beep, and there it is. So currently we are in the mode of setting your home city. We can see that the Tokyo is flashing on this digital subdial over here. That is your current time zone or your current home city. Now to shuffle between the home cities, press reset or start button. So here we go. My time zone is Paris time zone, and I'm gonna press one of those buttons until I get to the Paris time zone. And there it was. So one press of the button gets us back to the Paris time zone. Once we are done with setting our time zone, pressing the mode button once will shift us to setting the DST or the daylight saving time mode. On this part over here you see that the DST is flashing, so currently that means that we are setting the DST value, and the HND is flashing also, that means the hands are out of the way. Currently the DST in my time zone is off, but by pressing one of those two buttons over here will indicate that the you can shift between on or off, and automatically you can see the time is changing. The DST time setting in my time zone is currently on, so I'm gonna leave it at on. Next press of the mode button gets us to setting the 12 or 24-hour time format. That is the representation of the digital hour and minutes value. I'm gonna shuffle it to 24 hours by pressing the start button. Next press of the mode button gets us to setting the seconds. Now you cannot set the exact value of seconds, but what you can do is reset the value by pressing the start button. Next press of the mode button gets us to setting the hour value. You can increase the value of hour by pressing the reset, or decrease the value by pressing the start button. So using the reset and start, you can increase or decrease the value of seconds. The procedure is exactly the same for press setting the minutes. Next press of the mode gets us to setting the minutes. Next press of the year gets us to setting the year value. Again, I'm repeating myself, but to increase or decrease the value of year and hours and minutes and day and month is exactly the same. So pressing the reset or start button, you will increase the value. Each press of the mode button shuffles us to the different setting, and we come to the setting the button operation tone. The key inscribed on the lower subdial means that the button operation tone is turned on, and by pressing the start button you can turn it off and it says mute. Again, pressing it gets us to on. Next press of the mode button gets us to illumination duration. That is the duration of the LED that turns on when you press the illuminate button. 1 stands for 1.5 seconds, and when I press the start it will indicate LT3. LT3 stands for 3-second illumination duration, and I'm gonna get it back to 1. Next press of the mode button gets us to beginning of the procedure and setting our time zone. So basically we have ran through the settings of the watch. Once you're done with all of your settings, simply press the adjust button, and the watch will implement all those values you have previously set, and the hands will move to the correct hour and minute display. Using the stopwatch on the GA900 is done like this. So the stopwatch measures the elapsed time, split time, and 2 finishes. The measurement range of the stopwatch is 23 hours, 59 minutes, 59.99 seconds. Elapsed time returns to 0 automatically when timing continues from there when the maximum time is reached. Let me show you the screen indicators so you have the better whereabouts of where everything is. So over here on this, let me just first move the hands out of the way. So pressing the illumination and the mode button, the hands will move out of the way, and we'll have the better access to the digital subdial. So over here, this subdial is the minutes indicator, and once you activate the stopwatch, let's go to the stopwatch by pressing the mode button, timer, alarm, and the stopwatch. So on this subdial over here, you have the STW inscribed in the bottom right part, which means that the stopwatch mode is on. So first 0 is the hours, second row of zeros is the minutes, over here you have the seconds, and these are 1/100th of a seconds value. How to perform the elapsed time operations. Let me zoom out. So by pressing the start button, you are starting the stopwatch. Pressing the same button will stop the stopwatch, resume the measurement, and also again stop it. Pressing the reset button will reset the value of a time measurement. How to pause at a split time. Press the button over there, start, to engage the stopwatch, and you can see it's counting, and the first minute, the minute subdial is blinking. So to split the time, press the upper right button, the reset button, and you will have the time split, and you will have it indicated briefly, and then the measurement should continue. Again, split release, we are continuing our measurement, stop the value, and reset the value. How to measure the 2 finishes. Start, split, upper right one, and lower the start button, second runner finishes, split release, display time of the second runner, and again pressing it, that will reset the stopwatch function. So basically that would be the basics of a stopwatch mode on this watch. Countdown timer mode on the GA900. From the standard timekeeping mode, press the mode button until the TMR indicates on the lower sub dial over here. So let's go and press it, and I believe it's the first press. Yes, there it is. So currently we are in the countdown timer mode, but let's move hands out of the way so you have the better access. So what are the screen indicators? Again, this subdial over here, just like in the stopwatch mode, is the minutes value indicator, and you have it over here. So also the first row of numbers, currently it says 10, but it's the minutes value. Over here you have the second row of zeros, and that's the seconds value. This watch has the capability to measure the 1/10 of a second value. But before running the countdown timer, I'm going to show you how to configure the countdown timer. If a countdown timer operation is in progress, pressing the upper the lower right button or the start button will cause it to pause it, and the upper right button to reset it. Now let's get to procedure of setting the value. Holding down the adjust button until set hold indicator disappears from the display. And there we are. We have the digits, first row of digits flashing. Now currently it's set to 10 minutes, but I can increase or decrease the value by pressing these two buttons. So using the reset and start button, you can increase or decrease the value. I'm gonna leave it at 10. After you have set your value, simply press the adjust button and you have implemented all of those settings. How to perform a countdown timer operation? That's done by pressing the start button, and you have activated your countdown timer. Pressing the same button will stop it, resume it, stop it again, and reset the value. Again, just like in the stopwatch mode, your TMR is indicated on this subdial over here, which means that you are in the countdown timer mode. Once you're done, if you want to go back to your standard timekeeping mode, keep pressing the mode button until you hear the higher pitch of the sound and get to the standard timekeeping mode. World time mode on the GA900, or how it's used. From the standard timekeeping mode, keep pressing the mode button until you hear or see the WT on the subdial over here, and there it was briefly. So in the world time mode, you can press the lower or the start button to change the city code setting, and basically you can see what's the time in any time zone in the world. Now there's a possibility for you to even set the daylight saving time mode for these time zones that I'm currently shuffling, but I'm assuming that when you set your primary time zone, it's to the daylight saving time, that's your time zone, but then there is no need for you to set the world time zone differently. And if that time zone is in the DST currently, you will have it indicated on the over here, so you can better see it. So over here you will have the inscribed DST that indicates that the daylight saving time zone in that time zone is activated. Using the alarm, on the standard timekeeping mode, keep pressing the mode button until you get to the alarm mode, and it will be indicated on this part of the screen over here. It will says ALM. So here we go, pressing the mode button, and there we are. And briefly you saw it alarm, then alarm 1, and currently it says it's off. So you can set 5 independent daily alarm. When a daily alarm is turned on, an alarm tone will sound for about 10 seconds each day when the time in the timekeeping mode reaches the preset alarm time. One of the alarms is a snooze alarm that repeats every 5 minutes, up to 7 times. You can also turn on the hourly time signal, which will cause the watch to beep twice every hour on the hour. Now we have set the alarm mode on this watch. We have entered the alarm mode on this watch. By pressing the start button, I'm shuffling between those alarms. So currently you have the alarm 4, snooze, hourly time signal. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, snooze, and the hourly time signal. Currently we see that let's say alarm 1 is turned on off. To turn it on, simply press the the reset button, and the alarm will automatically switch between on or off. How to set the value of your alarm? By pressing and holding the adjust button. Hear the beep, and the setting of your alarm is in progress. So currently we have the flashing of the hour value. To increase or decrease the hour value, simply press the reset or start button so you can shuffle between those values. I'm gonna leave it at 0, and it was at 0. By pressing the mode button, you will move the settings to the minutes value. Again, procedure is exactly the same. By using the reset or start button, you can increase or decrease the value of minutes for your alarm. Once you're done with all of your settings, simply press the adjust button and you have exited your settings, and the alarm is automatically turned on. Since this is a brand new watch, I'm going to turn it off, and that's done by pressing the reset button. So currently my alarm is turned off. The procedure is exactly the same for the 5 alarms and the hourly time signal. So by pressing the the reset button, you can engage the hourly time signal, and it will even indicate on this subdial over here. I'm gonna turn it off, and we have ran through the cycle of setting all of the alarms and the hourly time signal. Now let's go back to the standard timekeeping mode. Adjusting hand position of the watch. Now the hands can be thrown out of the alignment by a strong impact magnetism or by itself for no reason. So the focus of the watch or the standard timekeeping is that the analog hands should correspond to the digital time shown over there, and if they are not, there's a way for you to realign them. So in the standard timekeeping mode, simply press and hold the adjust button for 5 seconds until the 2 zeros appear and the row of 0 appears. So probably that was held for about 5 seconds. And currently we are in the age set mode. That means that we are in the position of setting your watch hands correctly. Now the correct position of your watch hands, that's the hour and minute hand, is at the 12 o'clock exactly. And if they are not, you can use the reset or start button to move them left or right. So let's go. And there it is. That's the principle of you setting your hands. And now I have set my hands to the correct position, and I believe that's the correct position of my hands. And once you are done with all of your settings, simply press the adjust button and the watch will return to the standard timekeeping mode, and the analog time displayed should be correct with the digital time display, and it is. So we have done the settings correctly and the watch is showing the time correctly. And that would be another detailed how-to tutorial video on my channel. Please give a like and subscribe to my channel for more watch content. Thanks.